All right, this is the BeRealHealth Q&A that I mentioned a couple weeks ago on the Facebook page. We're gonna answer some of your questions. The champ from that challenge video back with us.
That's only because I wasn't there to participate.
That's what it was. This is our last video with Ryan for a while until we come back from school. We're all splitting our own ways. We're getting serious again. It's gonna be educational. We're gonna be answering some of the questions that we've been asked from you guys and trying to make it simple and easier to understand.
Keeping the questions basic. We're not going to get too sciencey with our explanations. Want to make everything fairly understandable for most beginners. So nothing too complex.
Exactly. And I honestly, I lift a lot of weight and everything, but I don't have any experience with dieting, carbs, anything like that. A lot of the questions I ask are going to be ones that you guys have to.
I just started lifting and eating better and just took a month off for surgery, so I got lots of questions.
He's gonna focus on nutrition, and then we're gonna get to fitness with him when we're finished.
And recovery from injury.
And injury recovery. He's foot, shoulder. Anything?
No.
Their egos.
That's true.
Not his, your ego. He got over it. He matured. We're still dumb kids. 21, 22,
Almost
19,
20.
31. 22. Oh. So he's been around the block a little bit. First off, we're answering your questions. Are we giving the right answers? Are we reputable? I'd like to think so. I've been studying this. I'm a nutrition dietetics major. I mentioned, I'm sure I've said that in another video. Going into my 4th year, going to be a senior. I want to go for my RD, be a registered dietitian. And I know, so food-wise, I got that down. Lifting, I'd like to say just from my own experiences and time that I've put in, I've learned a couple things. I know I've made results. I'm not a professional bodybuilder. I'm doing what I can for myself, and I'm more than happy. I'm really proud of the results that I've made, and I'd like to think I want to go for my certification in personal training soon. I'm a student in that. Randy, professional bodybuilder.
I was always that skinny guy from high school who weighed 110 pounds when he graduated. I swore I was a hard gainer. Could never happen to me. I can't get big. I'm just destined to be this way. So I was determined to not be that skinny guy who can't get bigger. So I showed the desire to want to learn this stuff. I bought books, I did my own research, and I spent time learning about this stuff. And lo and behold, learning about nutrition, the size came with it. Since then, it's been just a passion. It's been something I've just loved to do. I decided to step on stage for my first time about 3.5 years ago and compete. And shortly thereafter, I earned my pro card in USBF natural bodybuilding.
This guy, 3 years ago, when I was still 150 pounds, I just asked him one question in the gym. That's all it takes. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I asked him one question, just like you guys asked us, and from there, we got to know each other. I trained with him for a whole summer, and I learned more than I ever could have learned at the school gym just from people my age. So going to someone with experience makes a world of difference. These two, he can put up more weight than any of us. But when it comes to food, he knows
Pretty much nothing.
He knows Twinkies.
Twinkies and meatloaf.
Twinkies and meatloaf.
But he doesn't know if there's protein in Twinkies or if there's carbs in meatloaf. That's what we're gonna answer. This guy knows the nutrition, but he just started lifting. And he got an injury, so we gotta restart. So we got both spectrums, and that's what we're gonna cover today. Nutrition, fitness. Let's get started. Q&A, BeRealHealth.
Question 1. How do I start?
How do you start? How do you start what?
How do I start eating better?
How to start, like for people that are overweight or don't eat healthy or anything, just how to even get your foot in the door.
So yeah,
There.
it could be something like from somebody with very little understanding of nutrition, what's a good place to get started?
So what would you guys say?
Start one step at a time, making a better decision, trying to make a better decision every day, trying to make a better decision every meal, and it can be something as simple as if you really wanted a hamburger, lose the bun and just eat the meat. You're still getting what you wanted, and you're losing some of the extra carbs.
My take on that was always, even if you're just starting out, the hardest thing is people go strict diet and they try to stick to this diet. I know we talked about that in our realistic goals video.
Yeah, smart goals.
If you're eating chips, candy, burgers, steak, soda all this time, and then the next day cut it all out, it's not gonna work. You're gonna have cravings and you're gonna fail and go back to that. Instead of taking anything away, I always say just add. With your soda and your chips and everything, add a salad a day. You're not gonna gain any extra weight from adding a salad. Dips your toe in. You're like, all right, this salad isn't as bad as I thought it was. I could get used to this. You get used to eating a salad, and then take that part that Randy said, take something away. And then keep adding, taking away, until eventually you find a good balance where you're starting to make results, losing a little bit of weight. And then you step into the gym and focus on that. That's another important thing you could add into this. People that, they say they can't come to the gym because they're sore, or it hurts, they get sore or anything. But if you're doing everything right in the gym, you're not gonna hurt yourself. If you're doing lightweight with a machine, a stationary thing, you're not gonna hurt yourself. It's a good sore. But you can't come to the gym and start breaking down that muscle in your body until you have proper nutrition to build it back up. And people think they could work out and do all this stuff and still eat like crap, and then they wonder why they hurt. Because your body's not like a repairing machine without the proper nutrition.
People don't understand how important nutrition really is to everything. And I like to say that it's about 80% nutrition, 20% training. You're not gaining anything when you come to the gym. All you're doing is breaking down muscle fibers, creating micro tears in muscles. And then you go home, and without that proper nutrition, that damage doesn't really heal and give that growth response that you want. Come in here to do the damage, and everything outside of here is where the repair is happening and the growth is happening.
That sounds sleep.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. I say that, and then as a college student, don't get enough. But just as important as the nutrition, your body takes the time to repair itself and utilize everything. So nutrition is just as important, and you don't have to go head first into a super healthy diet. Had cookies yesterday. Like, you can cheat once in a while. It's just making better choices little by little.
I had a big old nasty burger today.
And a big old nasty burger today. And then this guy is obsessed with Twinkies and meatloaf, but he can put up 315. It's the Twinkies.
Find that delicate balance between social life and what your goals are. To think that you can just go cold turkey into a lifestyle like this, it just doesn't work that way. You know, food was meant to taste good for a reason, and you should know how to indulge in it. When you learn the values of nutrition, knowing how to add things that are treats for yourself, you know, it's not gonna hurt you to have